James, a 1-0 victory over Alloa this evening. Your thoughts, please?
Yeah, it was a game that served its purpose for what we needed tonight in terms of topping Michael's minutes up. He got 60, Whitey got another 60, the two Pauls in the middle of the pitch got a full 90, so Max get minutes. So in terms of that, it was a decent game for them and for what they needed. Some of them worked before the game, with Ewan just doing a bit of fitness work, so the full squad was here, apart from Rhys Breen and Kane. So no, it certainly served its purpose and it became interesting late on.
You must have been pleased to get the early goal, and we didn't seem overly troubled in that first half either.
No, it felt from the start it was like the end of pre-season, an end of pre-season friendly, that when you get to this point it's more about just topping certain individuals up and hopefully avoiding injury and things like that. So you could see that in both teams. I know Alloa don't play this weekend, but they'll be in Viaplay Cup action next midweek, so it was their last outing, I'd imagine. Certainly it was ours, particularly after a very tough test on Sunday against Hearts. So that's the reason that the squad was changed. The young boys I thought were excellent, and great experience for them to get exposed to a first team level against Alloa. I know they had a few players out, but they finished fourth in the league we were in last year, and our young boys went in and done pretty well. Then they get exposed to what happens in certain situations when you lose a man. So in terms of an experience for the younger ones, I'm delighted with that. Not delighted in the way it did go with the red card, but delighted for them to experience that and for the future development. That'll be great. One, playing in a first team game, and two, having to hold on late on in the end and doing it. So no, there's a lot of things we can take from the game to show them and help them, and then on the other side we're getting valuable minutes into first team players.
Despite going down to 10 men so early on in the second half, we still created chances, could have scored more goals ourselves, and I don't think Max was overly troubled in that second half either, so you must have been really pleased with the overall display.
Yeah, and it was tricky because we then have a striker going to right back. We've got a Liam Hogan, who I thought was excellent at right wing back, having to go to left back in a four. And those are the things that you sometimes do prepare for in a league game, or you've got it in your head for league games, what shape you'll go to if you lose a man, sometimes too, like we've seen last season. But certainly not for pre-season friendly. So no, it made it interesting in terms of what did we do, and as I say, then those young players had to stand up and see if they could handle that situation, which they did. And you're right, Max didn't have a lot to do. I thought what he did do, he done pretty well. And what I was really pleased with, even with the 10 men, is that we still tried to build the play. We still and we got, that was our rest really, playing through Paul Allen, Paul McGowan, and getting out. Where if we just had kept giving the ball back to Alloa, then it could have been a longer 35 minutes or it would have felt a lot longer than it was. So credit to the players for that. They were very brave, and Max was a big part of that with a good play. And no, as I say, on the night, the disappointment is Ewan Otto going off, but he'll be fine. That was just precautionary. He'll be okay to train tomorrow, and Chris obviously with the red card, but I don't think we can be too hard on him. He's not went in to try and hurt the boy or anything. He's tried to get the ball. We know how committed he is, and it's just one of those things.